Okay, so let's say you're a parent, you have children, you're single, and you're a woman, and you see someone on television that's accused of murdering three people. What are your thoughts? Oh my God, how dangerous. Thank God it wasn't my child. I hope that person never gets out of prison if they really did this. That'd be the logical thing to think. But oh no, that's not always the case. I came across a story of a woman who basically is in love with Brian Kohlberger. And we know who Brian is. He's the man accused of killing three University of Idaho students, butchering them, if you will. And we know he is now sitting in prison. They're going through all the motions, and then hopefully they'll bring this kid to trial. And if he really did this, he will go to prison for the rest of his life. But apparently, there's a Kentucky mom who has a 16-year-old son, and she's been writing love letters to him. I don't know if he's getting them because he's supposedly in isolation. And she's also been posting on Facebook about her feelings for Brian. She goes by the name Brittany Islope on Facebook, and she has written about her feelings for Kohlberger on her page. And she writes that she last heard that Brian has been kept in isolation away from other inmates. So that means neither one of us are sleeping with anybody, and we're sleeping alone. I'm sorry? That's what you're thinking. You're a single mother, and you're thinking that this person accused of being a triple murderer is sleeping alone like you? Now, we all know there's severe mental illness in this country that's not being addressed. And quite frankly, I think this person is a candidate for some therapy. She goes on to say that she mentioned getting certain confirmations from him about his feelings and him being her, and I quote, divine masculine. She said that that doesn't necessarily mean that she reaches out to him to receive anything back, but she receives it back in other ways. It comes from a place of caring. Quite frankly, I'm kind of worried about this woman only because she has a child, and with a mental capacity like that you think that this alleged triple murderer is in prison thinking of you when I don't know if you actually have corresponded with him. That's scary, and anyone who knows her should be concerned, especially for her child. Now, I'm not saying she's a bad person or she's going to harm her child, but that's not really rational thinking. Her first post was dated January 4th, 5 days after he was arrested. And again, she has used the phrase divine masculine, and she's called him her divine masculine counterpart. Now, a counterpart, meaning he's accused of a triple murder, so are you feeling like you're sort of a Bonnie and Clyde, that maybe in your head you were there when he was doing this, or you wish you were there when he was doing this because that's so masculine that he's alleged to have butchered three college students? I find that irrational thinking. Her posts are usually long and they ramble, and she defends her love for Kohlberger. And some include graphic details about how she has gone years without sex, and she searches Google images of Brian when she lays in bed at night. That alone is a frightening thought, that this woman is so lonely, it seems, that because you have gone without relations for so long, you're going to become aroused by looking at photographs of an accused murderer. Again, there's a psychological problem there as far as I'm concerned. And we all know I'm no psychiatrist, but I kind of think rationally, and that's irrational thinking. She says there are some men that if they experience higher intimacy levels and sexual fulfillment, they would never go or want to find someone else within those ways. I kind of guess I know why now that she's single and she's been without a partner for so long, because I think that she's a little troubled upstairs. Because she knows all this. She knows that Brian has gone without relations for so long and that made him sad. But now she knows that he is her soulmate and they are going to be a couple together forever, even if he spends the rest of his life behind bars. She says she's fixated on a particular person, such as her love interest, which is Brian Kohlberger. So she thinks about nothing else, no other men. All she thinks about is being with Brian Kohlberger, the alleged triple murderer. She also claims that she doesn't want to be with any other men and that Brian has been without sex for so long that she knows she could be his true soulmate, his true love. Now, I don't know if this person is sort of like a medium, like she can read into the past, or she's one of those people that can read people's thoughts even if she's not with them. But she seems to know, or thinks she knows, an awful lot about Brian. And she seems to believe that she's the answer to all his problems. But she's not happy that people negatively judge her regarding her feelings for Brian, because they may not understand the love connection that they have. And she calls this love connection several things, such as twin flames, soulmates, and again, divine counterparts. I have a lot of questions about this person that I know will never be answered. And I know that women writing to people in prison is a thing. We've all seen it. We've all read about it. Charles Manson used to get all kinds of correspondence from the outside. A lot of, if you will, famous prisoners have received fan mail, if you will, from people. But this one, I think, goes a little further, that she actually believes in her mind that this person is her soulmate, her twin flame, her divine counterpart. So I believe that she is in serious need, and now this is only my opinion, she is in serious need of some mental health counseling. She needs to, I believe, focus on her 16-year-old son, if in fact she really has a 16-year-old son. And again, I don't know if Brittany Hislop or Islop is her real name that she goes by, and that doesn't matter regardless. But she seems like a very unstable person that believes that a man who most likely will go to prison for the rest of his life if convicted of these horrendous crimes, she thinks that that's it. He's it. He's the one for her, and they are always going to be together. In fact, maybe she can go visit him one day and they can talk between a glass. They can pick up the phone. You've seen prison movies, right? I think if anyone knows this woman or sees her Facebook posts, I think she needs to be helped. I think she needs to be brought back down to earth. That having feelings like that for someone who's accused of committing such horrendous crimes is not a good thing. No, it's not a good thing. It's actually a dangerous thing. And I hope that any man that she may encounter would know about what she's involved in with these love thoughts about the accused murderer, because to me, now again, it's only my opinion, she seems like she may be a dangerous person because she's so fixated on a criminal that she's not really seeing the real world around her. So I hope that this infatuation, if you will, that she has with this man goes away, because her life is going nowhere if she's thinking these thoughts about a man who's most likely going to rot in prison, and she's Googling images of him at night just to be aroused. That's a problem. That's a serious psychological problem. And I just wanted to talk about it because I think she needs help. I think that someone needs to reach out to her and extend that olive branch and say, listen, we're going to get you some help, because the way you're thinking is not only delusional, it's borderline dangerous to have these thoughts, especially the part where she calls themselves divine counterparts. That's scary to me. And I don't know, something's wrong with this world. The mental health issue people have is scary, and it needs to be addressed. I just wish people would seek some kind of counseling if they're having any kind of crazy thoughts, because thoughts like that are a little over the edge, if you will, and it makes me a little nervous. I got to be honest that there's actually people out there who are so fixated on one thing that they'll never be able to have, and that's going to basically envelope their whole life. So what kind of life is her kid going to have? Or what kind of life is she going to have? None, with thoughts like that. And that's it. And thanks for tuning in. If you haven't liked this video, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell. Share this video with someone. I'd appreciate that. I hope everybody's healthy and safe, and I'll see you soon. Have a great night.